Hello, beautiful being. I'm so grateful you are joining us today. I invite you to get comfortable. I recommend lying on your back on the floor, but whatever position you feel most comfortable in will aid in our meditation today. Let's begin with bringing our attention to our breath. I'd like you to breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Focus on the oxygen coming in through your nose, down into the belly, and out through your mouth. Simply allow your breath to follow its natural rhythm. Feel your belly rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. Feel your belly rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. Feel your nostrils expand on the inhale and your body relax on the exhale. Feel your nostrils expand on the inhale and your body relax on the exhale. Just continue with the natural rhythm of your breath as we talk about vulnerability today and explore and honor our inner protectors. Many hold this subconscious belief that vulnerability is weakness. If I show weakness, I am not strong, I am not capable. If I am vulnerable, I'm open to being hurt in some way. Yet, is vulnerability really a weakness? Is it something we should strive not to be? Let's think of somebody else that shows up in their vulnerability. Someone that shows up as all of themselves and shows you and all others watching that they struggle, that they feel heavy, dense emotions, that they aren't perfect. When they show up authentically, do you really see them as weak? In fact, vulnerability shows us our humanness. When others show up as vulnerable, when they offer their whole selves to be seen, including the challenging and difficult aspects, this actually creates a connection or an opening for connection. We can feel more closeness and kinship to them because, wow, they struggle just like I do. Their vulnerability also allows us the safety and acceptance to come into our own vulnerability, to soften. Being vulnerable and open and allowing all of yourself to be seen by another person can be really challenging and scary, especially if we've been hurt prior by people who were supposed to love us. We can start with ourselves. When we can be vulnerable with ourselves, we can open up to the emotions or aspects within us that we've hid from, our darker or shadow aspects that we've stuffed down, stored away in our bodies, and result in a state of dis-ease. Being vulnerable with ourselves is therefore key to intimacy, healing, self-acceptance, connection, and self-love. As I said, at times in our lives, when we've been hurt by others repeatedly, or maybe it was a one-time traumatic event, we subconsciously create these inner protectors who work to prevent us from ever having to feel again that pain, grief, loneliness, sadness, the restriction that accompanied the rejection or abandonment, the control, the unworthiness. Our inner protectors really help us to create masks for ourselves and for others to see, and these masks present us as always being strong, always being right, never being wrong, always being humorous and lighthearted, always being nice, the nice girl or the nice boy, always being perfect, always being good enough, always being enough in some way. Our inner protectors put on these masks for us, for ourselves, and for others. Now, is there something inherently wrong with these inner protectors? No, there's nothing wrong with that. They help us in a way so that we don't feel suffering, we don't feel guilt or shame. Yet when we start to gain awareness that these ideals and standards in society and our culture and that perhaps our families have set for us, when we begin to realize that these aren't really truths with a capital T, and we want to come into a deeper connection with ourselves, these inner protectors actually prevent us from feeling that unbounded joy, connection, and love that we seek. Because if we always have to present as strong, as right, as perfect, we have to put up walls because we can't let others see that we have challenges, that we're not always perfect. We can't even let ourselves see that because of the guilt and shame. And so we have to put up these walls. And when we put up these walls, we close up. We close up. And so by closing, that means we're not open. And only in openness can we allow the energy to flow, the love to flow, and to be able to connect with our true self, our higher self, our core self. So we have to practice being vulnerable with ourselves and with others, and putting down the masks, putting down our shields, so we can allow for the possibility for something greater to come through. So to be vulnerable, we must not fear showing up authentically. And so to do that, we must have self-acceptance. It must be okay to be exactly who we are. We must not fear being not perfect, not strong. We have to have self-compassion for ourselves, that we are human, and it's okay that if we don't get it right all the time. So we need that self-compassion so we can get to self-acceptance. And when we get to self-acceptance, we can not fear being who we truly are. And that's requires a vulnerability. So how can we get to this place of being okay with being vulnerable? I think one of the first things we can do is to have a conversation with our inner protectors. So now we'll go on a little visualization journey to meet our inner protectors. Bring your attention to your body, your full body, from your head to your chest, your hands, your legs, and your feet. Feel the energy of your full body on the floor or wherever you may be sitting. And take a breath in and breathe out. And I want you to ask yourself, where in your body or in your energy system do these inner protectors reside? Whatever comes up, whatever pops up, whatever you think, that's where they are. just tap into that and find out where they reside in your body. And what do they look like, these inner protectors? Do you have one? Is it just one big inner protector that protects you from all potential hurt? Or do you have different inner protectors? The one that always needs you to be right. The one that always needs you to be perfect. Explore your inner protectors. And if you have more than one, let's round them all up and put them in one space. It could be in a room. It could be in a nice natural setting. And then I'd ask you to soften and find inner understanding and compassion for these inner protectors. These are aspects of yourself, and we want to offer them love and compassion for all that they've done for us, that they've tried to protect us from future pain and suffering. And perhaps they did do that. Perhaps they did protect you from real pain and suffering. And even thank them for the times that they wanted to protect you and it prevented you from being able to connect with another person on the level that you really wished you could have. Thank your inner protectors. Bow to them and thank them for their service over all these years. From this moment forward, you claim your sovereignty as your highest self, your wisest self. From this moment forward, ask your inner protectors to first defer and consult with your highest self. Instead of walls to prevent possible hurt, instead of masks to prevent you from feeling guilt, embarrassment, or shame, your highest self will come through with acceptance and self-love for all aspects of who you are. And you will radiate without fear, self-respect, self-worth, self-compassion, and self-love. From this day forward, let this be so. Back away from your inner protectors, bowing with reverence and thanks. Come back into your body. Leave the room or natural setting you are in. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Feel your body on the floor or in your chair. And slowly open your eyes when you feel ready. I invite you to journal your experience, stream of consciousness style, if you feel called to, and any other insights that you might have had from this experience. Thank you for joining today. Namaste.